Getting the big crowds right now are AOC and Bernie Sanders. They're going around the country. Thank you, there's that same guy. I call him the always wrong guy. Okay, but I feel like, big crowds, again, the shiny object that the Democrats chase. It's not.
Another pointed comment targeted Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a leading voice frequently linked to progressive politics.
So many people in this country hate women. Oh, geez. Even the guy at the party who pulls out a guitar is like, way to ruin the fun.
Torching the notion of AOC as a serious presidential contender, Maher argued that she's simply too woke to lead the Democratic Party. He even half-jokingly suggested that the DNC might fare better with someone who channels the boldness and bravado of Donald Trump. Maher wasn't alone, either. His critiques sparked a firestorm, with others quickly joining in to dismiss the idea of an AOC-led ticket as political self-sabotage. Love him or hate him, Maher knows how to stir the pot, and this time, he's serving up a warning the DNC can't afford to ignore. So, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, grab your popcorn, and let's dig into the political spectacle that is AOC 2028. But first, let's roll back to an old clip to set the stage for what really counts.
The big crowds that come out to you when you're talking in a festival or wherever they are, I think is because I think Bernie showed up at Coachella. That must have been fun for the fans. It's who shows up on Election Day. And I just don't see that's the ticket. I mean, Cory Booker, I know you've worked with him. I like Cory a lot from my home state of New Jersey. Made a speech for 25 hours. Again, just whacking each other off. This is just not what's going to...
I've covered this before and spoken about it at length, so I won't dwell on it here. I'm showing you this clip simply to set the stage for what's coming next. Yes, AOC is drawing big crowds wherever she goes, and I'll give her credit for that. But as Bill Maher rightly pointed out, what really matters isn't who cheers the loudest at rallies. It's who actually shows up to vote on Election Day. Remember, Kamala Harris had the fans, the flash, and half of Hollywood swooning over her. She had the buzz, the endorsements, and the full media machine behind her. But we all know how that story ended, with one of the most underwhelming campaigns in recent memory. So, let's not confuse popularity with electability. As Maher puts it, charisma might get you applause, but it won't get you Pennsylvania. And Maher isn't the only one calling out AOC. Here's a left-leaning commentator taking her to task for claiming that Trump is weaponizing the Justice Department. Take a listen.
Are watching their words.
I think it's certainly possible, but I'm not sure. I mean, I cannot think of or point to any individuals who have said that. I do think that there are Democratic members of Congress who are preparing for that possibility.
How do they prepare?
I think they look to the possibility of litigation. I think they're saying, do we have the best teams possible in order to carry out our work?
Some Republican, or many perhaps, will be watching this, listening to this, and thinking, wait a minute, actually, you're the ones who are prosecuting us. You are the guys who are weaponizing the Justice Department. How would you respond to somebody who may be thinking that?
In what way? In what way?
Did you catch that awkward pause? That slight hesitation in AOC's voice? It almost seemed like she didn't see that question coming. And honestly, neither did I, especially not from NPR, which is typically friendly territory for Democrats. But credit where it's due, the question was entirely fair. While Democrats loudly accuse Trump of weaponizing the Department of Justice, they conveniently overlook their own history of doing the same, particularly against Trump himself. What's fascinating now is watching AOC scramble to justify the double standard. She's usually media savvy, but this one clearly threw her off balance. You can practically see the mental gymnastics kick in, pausing, recalibrating, searching for the right spin. And if this is how AOC handles a single fair question, just imagine what happens when the media actually starts doing its job. Let's see how she wriggles out of this one.
The very presence
Putting Trump on trial would be their example, I suppose.
Yes, I mean, here's the deal. In the United States, there is a jury where we are judged by our peers, and he was found guilty in court on 34 felony charges. If people want to say it was weaponized, I mean, it is hard-pressed to say that there's a partisan argument.
Now that is comedy gold. Watching the usually sharp-tongued and media-polished AOC fumble for words is nothing short of entertaining. She's clearly grasping at straws, trying to defend how her party used the DOJ as a political weapon to keep Trump from running for office. Her fallback defense? That Trump was tried by a jury of his peers and found guilty. Sure, let's go with that. But if that's the standard they're so proud of, why are they suddenly crying foul now that the tables have turned? Why does the justice system only work when it targets their opponents, but suddenly become broken when it looks their way? The hypocrisy here is staggering, a double standard that's become all too familiar. Rules for thee, but not for me. The irony is almost too rich to ignore. If accountability is real, it should apply across the board. But clearly for the left, it only counts when it suits their agenda.
Recent dispute, if that's the right word, with Tom Homan, the president's Homeland Security czar, so-called. You held an online forum, a Know Your Rights forum, that he didn't like. What were you doing? What was your goal as you saw it?
My job is to educate and act as a liaison of critical information to my constituents. And I was informing all of my constituents of their constitutional protections, and in particular, their constitutional protections against illegal search and seizure in the United States.
Homan was upset, I suppose, because he felt that you were giving advice to people who were here illegally. Were you?
I was giving advice to all of my constituents.
And once again, AOC gets caught in her own web. So how does she respond? By doing what she does best, spinning and sidestepping. She flat out talked her way around the truth. Did you catch the wordplay? She claimed she was simply giving advice to her constituents about their rights. But that's not what the interviewer asked. The question was crystal clear. Was she giving advice to illegal immigrants? She couldn't admit that without landing herself in hot water. So, she swapped illegal immigrants for constituents, a term that typically refers to legal residents or citizens. It was a calculated deflection. Honestly, I'm starting to wonder if AOC is really as clever as her media image suggests. This wasn't some masterclass in political maneuvering, it was a weak dodge. And the fact that she thought no one would notice? That's the real joke. The same thing happened when she faced off with Tom Homan about a year ago. AOC versus Homan, round 2.
Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation
I
policy.
am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
But I'm saying this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommend a zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with it.
Ouch, that had to sting. Honestly, I'm struggling to make sense of what AOC was even trying to argue here. Her logic is all over the place. The U.S. cannot and should not detain both parent and child together in every immigration case. If an illegal immigrant is caught with a child, some form of separation is inevitable. That's just legal and logistical reality. Yet AOC keeps pushing this emotional narrative, conveniently ignoring the same standards applied to American citizens. If a U.S. citizen is arrested, say, for a DUI and separated from their child, no one calls it a human rights crisis. But when it involves an illegal immigrant, suddenly it's headline news. That's the double standard she keeps promoting. And it's why I keep saying AOC consistently puts the interests of illegal immigrants ahead of law-abiding Americans. She's not fighting for justice. She's fighting for political points. The logic doesn't hold up, The emotion is weaponized, and the hypocrisy couldn't be clearer. Homan, however, isn't having any of it. He doubles down.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their...
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Homan,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Boom. Just like that, AOC scuttles away like a cat caught in the spotlight. She simply couldn't handle the pressure once Tom Homan turned up the heat at the hearing. This is what happens when performative outrage collides with cold, hard facts. Homan didn't raise his voice or rely on theatrics. He simply laid out the due process of the law, plain and simple. If someone genuinely wants asylum, there's a legal pathway for that. You don't just cross the border illegally and expect immunity. But AOC, as always, tried to spin it into a morality tale, one that conveniently ignores law, order, and fairness. When faced with logic and the realities of border enforcement, she had no real rebuttal, just vague emotional appeals and a quiet retreat. That's the difference between grandstanding and governing. Homan came with facts, AOC came with feelings. And in the real world, feelings don't win arguments. But how does AOC react when she finally gets a taste of her own medicine? Let's find out.
You're going to cut this and you're going to clip this so that it's completely out of context. I already said that it was, and y'all are just going to pretend that it wasn't over and over again. It's up, man. And you're not helping these people, and you're not helping them.
You refuse to.
You're not helping them.
Wasn't she the one who advised lefties like her to make Republicans feel uncomfortable in public, to get in their faces? Well, honey, call this instant karma.
You refuse to call it a genocide in front of everybody.
I need you to understand this is not.
It's not okay that there's a genocide happening. You're not actively against it.
You're lying.
I'm lying.
You're not.
You went on TV and avoided talking about it.
And that's exactly how it feels when you finally get a taste of the very medicine you've been prescribing to others. Uncomfortable, isn't it? As I've said before, these so-called activists are often just hypocrites in disguise, hiding behind buzzwords and selective outrage. So take their grandstanding and moral lectures with a heavy pinch of salt. If you're wondering why AOC looked visibly embarrassed, here's your answer. She outright refused to call what Hamas did to Israel last year a genocide. Let that sink in. If the roles had been reversed, she wouldn't have hesitated for a second to use that word, complete with hashtags, emotional interviews, and public tears. But when the narrative doesn't align with her politics, suddenly it's complicated. Suddenly, she's silent. This isn't about justice or truth. It's about politics and performative sympathy. The double standard couldn't be clearer. And that's why her credibility keeps crumbling under real scrutiny.
Democrats, they're the party of neo-Marxists like AOC and Bernie Sanders. They're leading the party right now, leading them straight to the depths of hell.
This isn't just about Republicans either. We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us too.
We have a message for Mr. Trump. And that is, we will not allow you to move this country into an oligarchy.
Bill Maher was absolutely right, and AOC, Sanders' ticket would be a political death sentence for the Democrats. It's not just bad strategy, it's a full-blown detachment from reality. Both AOC and Sanders seem more focused on optics than outcomes, on performative grandstanding rather than pragmatic leadership. Sanders preaches about taking down the oligarchy, all while thriving within a party dominated by corporate elites and political insiders. The irony is staggering. As for AOC, she simply lacks the depth, experience, and intellectual grounding to deserve a serious spot on any national ticket. Her popularity is fueled more by viral clips and social media buzz than real policy substance. Elevating figures like AOC and Sanders might thrill the far-left base, but it alienates the moderate voters Democrats need to actually win elections. If the party keeps chasing ideological purity and emotional theatrics, they won't just lose, they'll self-destruct. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to ring the bell and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.